Gen Z is the most anxious generation in human history. Not slightly more anxious, significantly more anxious. And the adults who are supposed to help them, they have no idea why. But I do. And in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what's breaking Gen Z's mental health. Pay attention. Welcome to Mindpiece. Let's get straight to the truth. Gen Z grew up with something no generation before them ever experienced. Constant visibility, constant comparison, constant judgment. From the moment they were born, their life was documented, shared, and watched by strangers. But here's what nobody says out loud. They didn't choose this. They were handed smartphones at age 10, 11, 12. They were thrown into social media before their brains were even fully developed, and nobody warned them what it would do. The adults who handed them these devices, they had no idea either. Because this experiment, giving the entire world access to a child's developing mind, had never been done before. Gen Z is the test generation, and they're paying the price. Reason number 1, social media rewired their brain. When you're 13 and your worth is measured in likes, followers, and comments, your brain doesn't see that as entertainment. It sees that as survival. Social rejection triggers the same brain chemicals as physical pain. Gen Z didn't just grow up with social media. They grew up inside it. Their identity formed there. Their friendships existed there. Their self-worth was built and destroyed there. Daily. Every scroll is a comparison. Every post is a judgment. Every like is temporary validation that disappears in seconds. This creates constant low-level anxiety that never turns off. Reason number 2, they can't escape. Previous generations had breaks. You went home, you were away from school drama, you could breathe. Gen Z, the bullying follows them home. The comparison follows them to bed. The pressure follows them everywhere. There is no off switch. There is no safe space. The anxiety lives in their pocket 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Reason number 3, the world they inherited is genuinely terrifying. Climate change, economic collapse, political instability, global wars, pandemic aftermath. Gen Z didn't cause any of these problems, but they're the ones most aware of them. They grew up watching the world burn on their screens in real time. They were told to care about everything: environment, politics, social justice, mental health, all at once. And then they were told they were lazy for being overwhelmed by it. The anxiety isn't weakness. It's a rational response to an irrational amount of pressure on developing minds. Here's what this anxiety is actually doing to Gen Z. They can't sleep. Their minds won't shut off because the stimulation never stops. They can't be alone. Silence feels unbearable because their brain was never trained to sit with stillness. They can't trust themselves. Years of external validation destroyed their internal compass. They don't know what they think or feel without checking what others think first. They can't take risks. Every mistake could go viral. Every failure could define them forever online. So they play it safe. They don't try. They don't dream big. Because the cost of failure feels too high. And the adults around them say, just put your phone down. Just be grateful. We didn't have this problem at your age. Because they didn't. They literally couldn't. The problem didn't exist yet. Gen Z isn't broken. They're not lazy. They're not weak. They're the first generation to grow up inside a machine designed to keep them anxious, comparing, and scrolling. A machine built by adults, handed to children, with zero protection. And they're doing their best to survive something nobody prepared them for. If you know a Gen Z person struggling with anxiety, don't lecture them. Don't dismiss them. Just understand that the world they're navigating is genuinely harder than anything we've seen before. Subscribe to Mindpiece for more psychology that speaks the truth. And remember, sometimes anxiety isn't a disorder. Sometimes it's your mind responding perfectly to a broken world. See you in the next video.